What is in this big box that is actually packaged pretty intensely? It took me like 5 minutes to open the other ones. Take a quick look at this picture that I will put up right here. I've got 6 more just like this sitting upstairs right now. Inside of here is 180 units of a product that I started running a few months ago. And in this video, I want to explain the exact brand building strategy that I implement into every single Shopify store I run, every single brand I build, whether it's on Shopify or not, everything I do relating to physical product marketing online. That is what we're going to talk about today. Hey, what's going on everyone? Hayden here coming back at you with a brand new video. And in this one, I'm excited for this because this is a very, very frequently asked question on how I build brands and what steps you can take to do the same thing. But I want to explain, first of all, why I have this, because normally I don't. And I want to explain a little bit more about what I do, the 3 main things, plus a bonus point that I'm going to give you on things that you can do to start building out a longer term brand, okay? So for those of you who are not familiar with what I do, it's really simple, okay? Or at least what I show here on YouTube. The simple side of it is my e-commerce businesses. Now it gets technical with the advertising and the marketing, there's skills that go into it. However, I sell products, physical products online, and most of the time I don't touch them. That doesn't mean they just come from China. I work with private suppliers as well, but I do not house the products. Again, I'll talk about why I have, I think it's 1,500 or 2,000 units of this product. I will explain that in a moment. However, with the things that I do, I start out drop shipping. So for everyone out there who might be looking at the typical drop shipping business model, I typically, if I'm not able to get fulfillment one by one with my products for a new product I'm starting for my supplier, I'm gonna go to AliExpress, I'm gonna start drop shipping the product regularly. And once I have a proven model, that is when I start moving into the more branded side of things, okay? So I hope that makes sense. If you guys are building anything e-commerce related and you have any questions throughout the video, feel free to leave it in the comment section down below, and I'd greatly appreciate it if you smash that like button. Let's try and break 1,000 likes. If we do that, what are we gonna do? If we do that, I will possibly build a brand and show you the link, show you the store, show you everything. I don't usually have a problem with like showing my stuff publicly. It's just more so people will go spam stuff and do weird internet things. So I don't know, maybe I'll post a brand publicly and show you one of the things I'm working on. Anyways, this right here, there's 180 units. I think this is the girls part of there's like girls and guys stuff. It's the same product, it's one thing. However, the reason I have, again, I think 1,500 or 2,000 of these, which costed me, it wasn't that much. It was like 3,200. It's a very cheap product. I sell it for 20 bucks. Get it for like $1.40. So the reason I have these right here is because we're doing a huge bulk order starting our private supply. So again, I've been drop shipping this product for like the last 3 months successfully. I got my data mark. So what that means for me is I want to get my first 300 to 500 sales on my pixel on Facebook. And at that point, I know that it's working. If I'm at break even or better, once I'm at that many sales, I know the product can work well. So we order the product. That's going to drop our product cost by about 25%, which is huge. I am right now. I'm not going to be the one doing it, but normally I don't ship out products myself. For the next 1,500 orders, I'm going to pay a friend to ship them out because we are starting in a warehouse, okay? It's not our warehouse, it's not here. It's gonna be a separate third-party fulfillment center. This is just the test order to make sure that everything is working well, okay? So I wanna explain, once I, like the beginning stage, once I break out of that, I wanna talk about what I do with branding. But first of all, let's talk about that beginning stage. So if you're regularly drop shipping a product, the way that I think about this entire system, it's like a 3-month flow, okay? So take the 3 months you're building this store. As long as for me, I can prove 2 things, then I will start branding it. That first thing is it's a winning product. How do you know that? You're getting sales. Whether you're making money or not, if you are, and this is how I think about it, roughly, you can be losing money, but roughly breaking even, it is a winning product. Because there's always things you can do. You can make your store better. You can optimize things better retargeting, better ads, better creatives, like everything. You could have lower product costs. That'll help your margin. So you can even raise how much you're selling the product for. Usually you can do that without any change in the conversion rate. So for me, I want to make sure that A, I'm proving that it's a winning product. That for me is huge. And B, I want to prove that the system in which I'm marketing that is working. That means how I am running my ads, which it's usually all or none with this, because if you're not running your ads properly, you're not going to get the proper sales, which tells you that your product is not a winner. And I see so many people who definitely don't know how to run ads say that their product is a losing product. And I kind of chuckle because there's been times where they're saying it's a losing product and I'm making $10,000 a day on the same product. So really make sure that you've nailed down the marketing first and you don't just cut a product too early thinking it's the product's fault, because that's not always the case. So let's jump into more the interesting thing of the brand building, the 3 things I do. And again, I'll give you a bonus point at the end. However, the way that I jump into this is once those 2 things are proven, I'm going to start doing 3 things. Okay. The first one is I'm going to order the product, the exact product that I'm selling, not thousands of them. I'm usually going to order like 3 to 5. Okay. And I actually don't even have to order it off AliExpress. If you find the exact same, it's very key that it's the exact same product. Find the exact same product with no differences on Amazon, then order it on Amazon, get it sent to you, and you can get custom content of this product, okay? So that's what I like to do in step number 1. It's usually the first thing I'll do is once a product is working, I will place an order, I will bring the product to me, and I will get 3 things. I will get custom video ads that are watermarked and everything. I'll have my ad guys do that. Second thing I do is I get photos, really unique product photos that are just not on a white background. So for an example, let's say I'm selling a toothbrush. It's going to be in a cup in the bathroom. If I'm selling a lawnmower, I don't know, it's going to be on my yard outside. It's not on a white background. It's in its natural element for whatever the product is. So I'm going to get product photos that I can use for the website. Some of those you could actually use for retargeting as well. And I'm also going to get some more content that I can use on the social media, because once you get a store that's working, you want to start building out as a brand. And a piece of that is engaging with your customers on social media. So primarily for me, Facebook and Instagram. Instagram usually takes dominance unless it's like an older audience, like 55 plus. So that's the first thing that I do there. That's always what I try to nail down, because you can significantly increase your conversion rate by having custom content. Now, one thing to think about, a lot of people always throw around the word saturation. Okay, everything's saturated. Is this, someone else is selling it, can I sell it? Okay, this product, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but this one in here is related to the fitness industry. Simple as that. So this industry probably has 500 million to 1 billion people. I don't care if anyone else, which they are, is selling similar products. It doesn't matter. There is so many customers out there for basically every single niche. You don't really have to worry about that. So it really all comes down to the marketing strategy. So that's why we like to have the custom content, because if you're using a video you took off YouTube and you chopped it up, you're probably going to have the same type of ad as multiple other people who are selling it. So as soon as it starts working, you're going to want to set yourself apart, build yourself up for the long term. Okay. So definitely the custom content is a huge piece of it. Order it. You can take a video yourself, pay someone to edit it or do whatever. I mean, the photos aren't that hard. If you have an iPhone, just use portrait mode or something. Get some higher quality content that definitely sets you apart, because for me, that is it's kind of my favorite thing to do, because you get to see your brand shift. Let's say you go from running 1 week where it's working well with the old content, and then you plug in new content. You will see an increase in your revenue without necessarily having to spend more on ads. And you'll typically see your conversion rate go up a little bit, your profit margin go up a little bit. So that for me is something that I really like to see, just because, well, hey, it's all about acquiring more customers and making more money and building out a brand. And to do that, you got to have sales coming in. Now, number 2 inside of here is one that has to do with why I have all this crap. And number 2, if I'm drop shipping still at this point, once it's working, I will get in touch with one of my private suppliers. So I have multiple. I have 3 main people, one in California, one in Rhode Island, which is near New York, and then one in Miami. And they source all throughout the US, all throughout the world. They have different warehouses. So they can help me out significantly. Those are just industry connections I've built. Even when I flew to China, I met a bunch of people over there. I don't really fulfill through them much, but they introduced me to more people as well. So for me, The second point here, once the product is working, is I always like to get in touch with my supplier if I'm not already fulfilling through them, okay? So depending on which one I use, he or she is gonna be able to ideally drop my product cost by like 10 to 30%, which is very typical. And ideally, I have consistent daily sales. So the thing is, if you're drop shipping, you can go unit by unit. But when I'm working with my private suppliers, they're not gonna do that. It doesn't make sense. The logistics, the cost is just not there. So I have to be ordering in bulk. But if I'm getting 20 orders a day, right? 20 orders for one type of unit of a product. Well, they can just wait until 100 orders stack up and then place their order, and we'll just kind of keep it in advance, and we'll order enough inventory based on how many orders we're getting, and we can kind of grow with that. So that's something for me. Like for an example, we have 300 unfulfilled orders for this store right now, and I have 1,500 products. I will get the rest of the 1,200 sales by the end of September this month. So we're planning for that because it took 3 weeks for these products to get here. So now we have more products this next week being sent, and I'm filming this on the 1st of September because I'm traveling all of September. We have products right now this week that are going to be sent out to the wholesale manufacturer, ideally the warehouse, where we're going to be shipping out these products. Okay, so they're sending it from the manufacturer in China. They're sending it over to the warehouse where they're going to do all the logistics and all of the shipping. So that's kind of how we structure, but try to get in touch with the supplier. And I want to just put this out there because it's very practical. For those of you who don't have an industry connection with this, what I would do is try to message AliExpress suppliers. Typically, you can take your business off of AliExpress. It's just like if you pay for a logo on Fiverr and it's $5. You're gonna pay $5.50 or $6. There's always up charges, and there's always margin and negotiation room built in. So usually if you can kind of pull someone off of AliExpress, build that private relationship, they can either introduce you to someone or help you fulfill themselves. So just be careful of getting scammed. I've seen some people have some very, very bad experiences. So just be careful when sending a wire because you can't ever get that back, okay? So that's huge. Now, the third piece when it comes into the game of branding, again, so that first one, custom content. The second one there is the suppliers, which are huge. Those alone can help your margin so much. I mean, that's why I'm willing to break even, because as soon as I do those, I'll get a 20, 30, 40% margin. Those are huge. Absolutely phenomenal. So make sure that you get those nailed in place really before you get anything else rolling, okay? So now, when someone gets this product, what I like to focus on once I'm building a brand is their experience. So this is the third point, is the entire customer flow, okay? And this is where the bonus point is gonna come in a moment. But this third point, there's two main things that I do once it's working. I'm gonna have my website development guy go through it, custom code a bunch of stuff, make it a phenomenal website. Number two, I'm gonna put a customer support person in place on more so a regular basis. Okay, the way that I start my stores, I have one guy who does all of my customer support for all my stores. I'll have him look at it like every couple days, like a real quick check, basic replies, send out tracking numbers, super simple. But now I'll have him check like twice a day to make sure we're on top of it, because think about it like this. Let's say you have an issue with your order, or you want a refund, or you want to ask a question, and they don't respond for 3 days. That does not make the company that you ordered from look good. So think about it from a consumer perspective about your own company. If you're able to reply within like a 12-hour window, that is super professional. That is like, you can't really beat Amazon in their live chat, live support and stuff, but you can get pretty close with VAs that really aren't all that expensive. So I focus on that customer experience. I want to make sure that everybody's taken care of. We're good to go, because that will, down the road as you're building the brand, affect your Google ratings, the comments on your ads, the rating of your Facebook ad account. That can actually get your ad account disabled if people rate it negatively. So that is something that's huge. Now, the bonus point that kind of, I guess the fourth one that does go into that customer experience a little bit as well is the email sequence. I call these email flows. So I don't set this up until I know the product is working, but I'll go in an email software. Personally, I use Klaviyo. You can build up a sequence that people receive as they're being funneled into your store. So let's say someone goes to my store, they buy this product, and then I have a whole series of other products I'm gonna sell them. I'm gonna have a completely automated, you have to write it out one time. It takes a lot of time to do, which is why I don't do it till it's working. They're gonna get an email, building a relationship, boom, a video, this, that, letting them know who we are, what we do, what our mission is. Then bam, 3 weeks later, they're getting a little offer, a big discount. You wanna get your customers to re-engage with you. So that's when I'll set up, abandoned cart flows that are very in-depth. I'll set up post-purchase flows, because not only do I want existing customers to buy again, but there are so many people, and people neglect this amount of potential customers, that might have abandoned their cart, or you might have their information, but they haven't purchased yet. So that can be a huge amount of people, especially when you're scaling up your store, and you can make a lot of money, and you can typically get those customers back and make them purchase for not as expensive as cold traffic. So focus on that. Those are, 3 things plus that bonus point that I focus on when it comes to building a brand. It is the exact thing that I'm doing with this store right here with way too many products. And you guys saw that picture. It is annoying having to have that here in the living room, but it's all good, having fun, building brands, so I highly recommend it. People ask me this all the time. Do you still drop ship? I do, but that's not the goal, right? I want to build out something that's longer term. Customers are going to have a better experience. I'm going to have a higher margin. People are going to enjoy the product more. They're going to feel like they're a part of something when you have a brand. And it's something that you can sell down the road, okay? This company, for this product within a year, I could probably sell it for $1 million, maybe $1.5 million, depending on how far we really go with it. So building out a brand, consistent sales, growth, and you have all these pieces in place with different streams of revenue, there is potential for an exit if you choose to do so down the road. Okay, so if you guys have any questions about this, please do leave it in the comment section down below, because I'm going to assume that some people will. If you're trying to build out a brand, feel free to ask me any question or thing that you've been curious about. Take this opportunity to do so. And while you're down there, I would greatly appreciate if you guys dropped a like on this video. Again, let's get it to 1,000 likes, and maybe we'll start working on like a community project where I build out a store, I run it, I work on it, I show you guys the ads, show you the product, the store, everything, and we just kind of build it out. Maybe on like a weekly live stream, okay? Maybe we'll do that over on the eCom Season YouTube channel, which is kind of my secondary channel. Check that out. It's linked down below. That's just like very direct marketing content. It's not going to be as high quality like this with lights. It's just, all right, I'm on a phone call. It's something important. Let me record real quick. Or I'm in a meeting. Let me pick up my camera. So I really like the concept of that channel. Go ahead, check it out. We're just starting to post this month in September. So starting to get that one rolling. Again, I appreciate you guys. If there's anything else I can do for you, please do let me know in the comments section down below. I hope you enjoyed the video. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.